Hello, I'm Travis Klein, Assistant Director of Career Services here at Northwest Missouri State University. And today I want to talk to you about the Career Services Office, who we are, what we do, and how we can help students here at Northwest Missouri State. So, to get started, for the Career Services Office, we are located in the Administration Building, Admin 130. We're open Monday through Friday from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. So, students are welcome to come in during that time if they have questions or if they would like some assistance finding a internship or a job or help with a resume or cover letter. All those sorts of services are available when we're open, which again, Monday through Friday, 8 to 5. Basically, if the university is open, our office will be open as well. We're also able to help online students and students who maybe are away from campus for an internship, for the summer semester, things like that. You can email us at the general account at career@nwmissouri.edu. And you can also find a lot of resources on our website. That is nwmissouri.edu/career. We also have social media accounts on all the popular sites. We encourage you to follow those for information about our events, employers that are coming to campus, tips for career success, different things like that. So certainly welcome students to do that. As far as the staff, the team of career services, we are made up of 4 full-time employees. So we have Hannah Christian, who is the director of career services. She works with the leadership teams across campus, whether that be the NLT, faculty senate, the provost council, different things like that. She works with all of them, going to meetings and things like that. Also, Hannah is a great resource for anybody who is looking for opportunities, maybe wants to get plugged into a professional network, things like that. Hannah is certainly someone who can help with that. As I said, I am the assistant director, so I help Hannah with different things throughout the office. I also focus on office specific things, like our PBL internship program that I'll talk about here in a little bit. I'll also do like the office budget and different things like that. And then I manage our 2 career services coordinators. So the first one of those is Kristen Little. She is our career services coordinator for employers. So she is out working with employers, trying to get them to come to campus, to hire Bearcats, to be part of our mock interview day events, to come to career day, to be on the Meet the Pros panels for the events of those like that we do. So she is outward facing again, working primarily with those employers. The other coordinator is Linda Standerford. She is our career services coordinator that's focused on students. So she is doing the sign up for those mock interview day events, working with career day volunteers, working with the office assistants that work here in the career services office. So Kristen is outward employer facing, Linda is inward student facing. So between the two, cover both sides of the coin here for us in the career services office. And then, of course, we do have student employees that work for us. We have office assistants. Many offices around campus have office assistants and do the same sort of things our students do: answer the phones, reply to emails, work with folks who walk into the office, things like that. We also have a career ambassador team that works under Kristen. They are more external facing. They may be doing presentations to organizations, going out, setting up a booth for questions in the student union or one of the academic spaces, or handing out flyers about an event, or assisting on the day of the event at the location at the event. So they are a much more external facing student staff that again works through Kristen, since she is external and working with employers. And then, as I said, I work with the PBL interns. So PBL is profession based learning. That is an initiative across the Northwest campus. What PBL interns are is at the end of the academic year, so towards the end of the spring semester, we put out applications for faculty and staff members, various departments, different places throughout campus where they can apply for a PBL intern. So a student to do an internship with them to help with a project with something specific. And then we post those jobs throughout the summer. At the beginning of the fall semester, we'll interview for those, and then typically around September 1st, those students will start, and they will be on-campus paid interns. So they're paid out of the career services budget, but they work for whatever office has that PBL intern. So up to 150 hours per semester. Some experiences are fall only, but most of them are fall and spring, so a total of 300 hours. If a student needs to do an internship for academic credit to graduate, they can use these for that, but they don't have to. They can also just be paid experiences to get students a little more profession-based learning, get them a little more experience, build that resume so when they graduate, they're a little bit more marketable. So like I say, we've done these PBL internships for several years. They've been very popular. They're kind of all over campus. They are all different majors, and you can typically, again, find those listings on the Northwest Student Employment website during the summer months, with the experiences beginning in the fall and mostly continuing through the spring. We do a lot of student services, lots of different things we help. Students with resumes and cover letters are traditionally what we're known for. That's usually why a student comes in. They need help with a resume, they're applying for a job, whether on or off campus or an internship, they need help with that. And we certainly will help with those. We have a lot of resources for that. We have an ultimate guide that's available both in paper form here in the office and as a PDF on our website that's very helpful with both resumes and cover letters and creating those. So we will certainly do that. What we typically find though is the resume cover letter is kind of not the first step. The job and internship search is the first step. So a student needs to find something to apply for, whether that be a summer job, a campus job, a part-time job, or a full-time job after graduation, or an internship to get them some experience. We certainly will help students find those, all various levels of help, from I know I need one of these, but I don't know where to begin, to I have 4 or 5, help me apply for those. So anywhere in between, we kind of help with that whole process of job and internship search. We also do help with major exploration. We typically come at it from the career side of things. So what jobs can you do with a major? What majors will lead to certain jobs? The types of skills that you typically will, get with different experiences, things like that. So a lot of that sort of work is how we approach the major exploration part. Student services, student success center, and the library, they come at it more from the academic side. So between the two of us, we cover both sides of the major exploration coin. And we actually partner with that office for an event called Exploring Majors and Minors in the fall, with all of the academic departments in the fall semester as well. And then the most important thing that we do for students, but the thing that's kind of the most unknown, is networking and connections. So getting students out there, getting them to meet employers, getting them to meet other professionals in their field, maybe other students who are going to graduate and then become professionals in those fields. That's a lot of what we do. A lot of our events are built around that idea of networking and making those professional connections. And the sooner a student does that, the better experience they have while they're in school and the more successful they are post graduation. So lots of our events are kind of networking and connection focused as we go through. And as we look at our events, our big one every semester, Career Day, is the big event in the fall and the spring both. It is in the Hughes Field House. We use the entire track there for employers, for graduate schools, different things like that. We have specialized graduate schools like law schools and med schools, but then also just general colleges that have graduate programs. We also have several employers that are there, different organizations, things like that, representatives from the military, different things like that are all on hand at Career Day to answer questions, to talk to students. We encourage all level of students to go to Career Day, not just folks that are getting ready to graduate or that are looking for internships, but even first semester freshmen will benefit from going to Career Day, seeing what's out there, seeing the type of companies that typically recruit on campus, and then making those connections and networking, things like that. So Career Day is again a great event. We do a lot of promotion and marketing before the event, but again, it is held in the fall and the spring semester both, every year. So 2 Career Day events per academic year. We also do mock interview days. This isn't a singular event. This is several events throughout the semester. They are typically broken up by major. So there's an education mock interview day, an ag mock interview day, a business mock interview day, and so on and so forth. That doesn't mean those are the only students that can sign up for those, but we do have several classes that require mock interview days. So if we have a business class that's requiring a business mock interview day, we'll make sure we have enough seats for all the students that are in those required classes. Then any additional seats, those can be signed up for by any student in any major. So you could be a computer science major, but maybe you're interested also in something with business. You could certainly do a business mock interview day. So these are with real employers who donate their time. They're typically done through Zoom, and it's a 30-minute interview. So 20 minutes of that is the question and answer, just like you were applying for a job or an internship. And then the final 10 minutes would be the assessment, going through how you did, where you can improve, feedback for you that you get directly from that employer, which is a really rare thing and is really, really valuable to get better at interviewing. We hear a lot of times students will say they're intimidated by the interview process, that it's an overwhelming thing for them. So doing these mock interviews is a great way, kind of in a no pressure situation, to practice that. And again, we do multiple events throughout the year, in the fall and the spring. Most are broken up by major, but we can also do ones for, certain organizations, for fraternity, sorority life, different things like that as well. So lots of opportunities to make those connections, to meet some employers and get some practice with our mock interview days. So certainly encourage students to do those. You can stack those, do multiple mock interviews per semester the whole time you're here, and become an absolute pro at Zoom interviews before you graduate. So that's something that you can absolutely do, and that we would encourage students to do, as we move forward. They become more professional. They get ready for those post-college careers. Another event we do that's really helpful is called Meet the Pros. So this is where, again, broken up by major, we'll do an accounting Meet the Pros, language, literature, and writing Meet the Pros, different GIS, different areas like that. So it is a panel of typically young to middle level professionals. Typically, they are Northwest alumni, although not always. But they come to campus, they sit down, they tell students about their transition from college to professional life. They'll answer questions. They kind of give a lot of good information to students. These events typically last between 60 and 90 minutes, depending on how many questions get asked. But then there is always a networking part at the end of it too, so students can go and connect with that individual panel member, maybe that they're really interested in their company or the type of work that they do. These events, again, open to all students. You don't have to be in a specific major. Some classes do require that students attend these, but any student is welcome to come to them. And we list those on our website. Same thing, Career Day is listed on our website. You can see all the employers that have registered for that. You can see all the upcoming mock interview days and sign up for spots if the sign up time is open. And then with the Meet the Pros, you can see the upcoming events, where they'll be, what time they'll be held as well. So again, another good event for students to go to where they can ask their questions and then connect with those employers. And then finally, we do a local job fair in the spring. So this is for students who are looking for a part-time job, for an internship, for something maybe over the summer, maybe, during the school year that's local to Maryville or kind of the Maryville surrounding area. We typically do this towards the end of the spring semester, again, for those students who are looking to stick around in the summer. And it is a really good event so that you don't have to go to each of these businesses individually and talk to them. You can just go to the Hughes Fieldhouse, talk to them all in one go at one event. We also do bus in the local high school so that those students are able to take advantage of this event and talk to those employers as well. So again, look for those folks that are looking for something locally. We hear a lot of times it's hard to find a job in Maryville. It's hard to find a job in kind of the Northwest Missouri region. Local job fair is a good resource for students that maybe are looking for that. Other services that we do, so we'll do presentations, whether they're the pre-recorded presentations like this one, or it's a live one, maybe on any other career-related topic. We can do that for classes. We can do that for organizations. We have our career ambassadors do that occasionally, which is our student staff. So lots of options for presentations. You can request those through our website if you would like to do that. We also do workshops. So we'll do things like etiquette dining, elevator pitches, different things like that, different career-related activities that we can do. We'll do that again for classes or for organizations that request it. And then last thing that we do is we do the outcome survey. So we do, when you graduate from Northwest and you go through cap and gown, you're getting ready to graduate, or even after graduation, if you don't do the graduation ceremony, you'll get a survey asking where you're working, your job title, the employer, the city, state, different things like that. And we put all of that information together into an annual report that's summer, fall, and spring of the previous academic year. So students who are looking for jobs, looking for internships, they can see where other students in their majors are working, what their job titles are, where those locations and companies are, to kind of help them search. So we have information on the outcome survey going back more than 10 years available through our website. So really helpful information. We also will go to different events throughout campus. So the picture on this slide is us at the SOAR event, which is our summer orientation for new students. We typically will also go to other events that are held throughout campus. So you'll see career services and career ambassadors kind of throughout campus throughout the academic year. Some of the services that the office offers would be WiseDoc. This is a free software for students looking to make resumes or cover letters. It's a single sign-on with your Northwest email and password. So you use that same information to log into WiseDoc. You put in the information, pick your template, and it gives you a really nice looking resume with taking all the kind of legwork out of it. If you come into the office for a resume appointment, we're probably going to point you towards WiseDoc because it does make the resume creation a whole lot easier. You can change the way it looks very easily. It's just a very user-friendly system. There's also cover letter functionality on there. There's AI reviews. There's stuff about LinkedIn. So a really good tool that, again, is provided for free for our Northwest students that want to do that. Just log in with your Northwest credentials, and you can kind of take advantage of all the great services through WiseDoc. We also do have a job and internship board that we offer called Hire a Bearcat. That's on Facebook and Twitter at Hire a Bearcat on both of those platforms. Any job that an employer sends to us that we can vet and make sure it's not a scam, we'll post to Hire a Bearcat. And these aren't just local jobs, although there are a lot of local jobs. These are ones, throughout the region, kind of throughout the country as well. So lots of good opportunities Typically, closer we get to career day, the more posts we have for Hire a Bearcat because employers kind of start sending us their stuff if they're coming to career day. But we post to Hire a Bearcat all year round, even in the summertime. So a student who's starting to look for an internship, starting to look for a job, Hire a Bearcat is a really good, easy way to kind of start that process and start seeing those show up on their feeds on, again, Twitter and Facebook. So at Hire a Bearcat, super great follow once you're starting to look for those jobs and internships. We also have a selfie studio, selfie station set up over in the library next to the international office. So if you need a professional headshot for your social media accounts, for LinkedIn, for something like that, you can absolutely get that. There's a nice backdrop, there's good lighting, there's a place to put your phone so you can get a high quality headshot. So certainly encourage students to do that. No cost with this. Don't have to swipe your card or anything. You just go over, set up your stuff, and take your nice photo. So definitely encourage students to do that, especially as they start looking for jobs and internships and making those connections with employers through LinkedIn and other social media sites. Having a nice professional headshot, always a good thing. So this is a service we partnered with the marketing department on campus to set up. And then our website, we have a ton of resources available. Again, I mentioned that resume and cover letter guide. That is on the resume and cover letter page under students on our website. There are a lot of resources about searching for jobs, different things like that. Those outcome reports going back more than 10 years are listed on the website. So lots of good information. It's all located at nwmissouri.edu/career. So definitely encourage students to check that out, to look at the different things, to find all those sorts of resources and be able to serve themselves if they want to, or to supplement a presentation that we do or coming into the office or something like that. Lots of good resources 24/7, 365 at nwmissouri.edu/career. And then finally, we have our social media accounts for the office. We are on all the popular platforms. This is where we post information about events, different employers that are coming to campus to do recruitment, things like that. So certainly encourage students to follow those accounts. To keep up to date with that, we'll also post things near Career Day where we highlight different employers and things like that. So definitely a good follow on Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, Instagram, different things like that. So certainly encourage folks to follow those social media accounts. So that is a little bit about the Career Services Office. Again, anytime we can help with any career-related questions, please let us know. We're always happy to do that. If you have questions, you're welcome to come into the office in admin 130, or you can email us. And again, that general account email is career@nwmissouri.edu. And again, we're happy to answer any of those questions that you have. So anything that we can help with, please let us know. And thank you for watching and have a great day.